Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What You Got Baking Over There, a brand new podcast. I mean, I don't think it's new, but because we're like in the middle of the season. But I'm excited because the guest that I have today, we've already interviewed before, and I got to remember to do this. My name is Malek because the last few episodes I have not introduced myself, and I don't know what's happening. So I have like a mental note that I need to introduce myself. So I'm Malek Benz. Hello, how you doing? And today's guest, we have one of my favorite people on the internet that I like to watch and see. He is. Don't be offended when I say it, but he's younger than me. Y'all, I'm 24, but he's still younger than me. But I'm like inspired by his craft, his creativity, especially at the age that he is in, and he's killing the game and busy. Okay, he makes wonderful cakes. He was on Food Network. He was on another show. I know, I just can't remember, but we're gonna talk about it. All the way in California, please help me welcome Max. Y'all.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean,
thank you for coming. Thank you for saying yes.
Yes, it's an honor. I have to be a part of something this great, So let's do it. Let's get.
And you know what's so crazy? I'm sitting right here and I just see my cookbook sitting in the back. Oh my god!
Oh yeah. And now, you know what? If you look back at my Instagram, I can tell you one thing. It's been there since I've gotten it. If I ever want something sweet, if you look back at old pictures or old reels, you'll see it back there. Because sometimes, you just want to try new things. And my stuff primarily is like a lot of cakes and cupcakes and cake pops. But if I want something different, just hop into the book and get into it.
That is amazing. And then I'm not gonna lie, I took a look to the left and I thought they were sour cream containers, but now I realized they sat in ice fondant. My bad. See, I'm no.
Oh yeah. I should have put that away.
No, it's fine. It looked like sour cream. I was like, what is he doing with that sour cream? And I'm like, right. Oh, wait, that's not sour cream. That's fine.
I was working on a cake a few days ago, and I have like my cabinet of fondants, and I got to reorganize right now because everything's just all piled together.
It's chaotic. See, look, this is what I tell y'all. What you got big over there? I'm nosy in real life. So you see me looking all in the background. I don't usually do that, but I had to. Okay. Okay. But before we get started, how have you been? Like, how is California? You just said to me that it's 60 degrees over there, and I don't like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been great. Things have been steady. I've been trying to do more videos, more reels, trying to be more on TikTok and all these things. It's just a matter of finding the time. I'm sure you can relate to that. Yeah. We just are busy all the time with orders and then content stuff, so like content cakes and cookies that you do. Mm-hmm. So it's been really good. It's been steady, and I've just been busy. And then California is great. I mean, the weather, it's tricky. Like the past 2 days, it was like 80, 90 degrees, and today it's like 60 degrees, and it's freezing cold and cloudy. So it's just a little bit of weather shocks daily. So, it's unpredictable here in California.
And I'm shocked by this weather in Texas. It's 102 degrees today, and I can't. So, that's good. I'm really excited that you're here. People may or may not know, but I used to do this on Instagram Live, and I used to invite my friends on there because, I think it was just like the pandemic had just started, and I was like, let me just make everybody, have fun. So we've done an episode on Instagram Live. I think it was around the time when Instagram did not allow live replays, like forever. It was like 24 hours.
Right.
I can't even get access to that episode on my page. There's like a few people who has luck with that, but we did talk, and I don't remember what we talked about, but
I don't either.
Hopefully I don't ask the same questions. I have to think about it. I was like, I don't think I do. I have to think about things that I don't know about you, but mm-hmm. It's fine. So I can't wait to get into it. So as you all know, if you've been watching this podcast, I like to start off the episode with a game, an icebreaker round, just to get us all excited. I told Max prior that we're going to play Would You Rather, but one thing I know about Max that I can kind of sort of relate to is he's picky, y'all. He's picky. He's picky as hell. And picky eater. Picky in food. Now, I grew up as a picky eater, but I felt like I've learned to explore my palate, not in all things, but So, but
I haven't yet.
He hasn't, y'all. And the more you would say things in your stories, and I'm like, he's actually worse than me. Like, that's crazy. I thought I was the worst. Like, my family, I'm the worst, but now they can't pick on me no more. I'll just send them to your page, and I'll be like, he is worse than me. So I'm just, So what I want to do is, usually in some episodes, have you ever heard of this game called Bop or Flop?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bop. Okay. So for those of you watching that don't know, Bop or Flop is like yay or nay. It's just, I don't know, that's the Gen Z form of
That's
it. Even
Gen
though
Z terminology.
yeah, and even though I'm categorized as Gen Z, I identify as a millennial. So I'm a move on with that. But anyway, so we're gonna do Bop or Flop. I've done this with other episodes, but this time I'm gonna make it the Bop or Flop Picky Eater edition. So what I'm gonna do is give you, I got 10 different food items that I have on this list. And I'm gonna play along as well because I feel like some of this stuff is a hell no. And and if you can't elaborate, that's fine. And I don't know, you may surprise me. With you being as picky as you are, you might like one thing on this list. I don't know, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, so are you ready?
I'm nervous, but let's see.
Right, let's see. I'm gonna start easy. What's the easiest one on this list? Because most of it I can't do. Okay, onions. Bop or Flop.
So, flop, but it depends. Like, it's crazy because I'm that type of person where, like, for example, some people might not like tomatoes, but they can eat ketchup. So onions, like, if I'm having like stir-fried chicken, you need that flavor. So I can have it in there, but when it comes to eating, I gotta take it out. I can't bite into an onion, I cannot taste it, but I need that flavor. So probably like onion powder I have to incorporate, but actual onions and crunching into it won't happen.
So like if it was fried rice and there's diced onion in there, you'll eat it and you're fine.
This is the funny thing about fried rice, because if you're at like, for me, for Chinese food, if it has like vegetables like corn and peas, I don't want to eat it, but because it's so incorporated, I'll have to eat it and just swallow it because I like the taste, but I don't like to crunch the vegetables, if that makes sense. I think where my picking
I'm just playing.
is texture. I think texture is what my pickiness comes from.
I was gonna say, if you're a texture person, like you can't.
I think so.
I am too. Even though I've worked with different palates and taste, texture is a big thing. If it ain't sitting well in my mouth, and I know that might sound wrong, but I'm just saying. Moving on. Okay, cool. I like onions. I like good onions. They have to be good. I can't do raw.
They smell so good though. Like when they're grilling, it just smells like when we go to festivals and things around here in the Bay Area, there's always people making bacon wrapped hot dogs and you can smell the onions grilling. It just sounds so, it smells so good.
You said hot dogs. That's a no for me. That's a flop. That's a hell no. I'm not eating hot dog. I ain't eating nobody hot dog. Hell to the no. It's something about the smell. I tried it one time when I was a kid, and I tried it again as an adult when I started to explore my travel palate in my mouth. As a little kid, the smell is the smell. I can't do it. And I'm like like school lunch, and they give me that little ass hot, and I'm like, I can't do this. No, it's not for me. So for a while, I'm like, that is not going to my mouth. So as an adult, I was like, you know what? Let me try it. I smelled it, still horrible, and then I bit into it. I was like,
it's like rubbery, I would say, like that type of texture. But is it just all hot dogs, or is it like beef only, or pork, or chicken, or turkey, or all?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that it's all.
I can't do it. No. So you like hot dogs? So
I'll eat like a hot dog from like Costco, things like that.
Just give me a burger. My God. Okay. Next. Okay, you mentioned this, so I'm bringing it up. Ketchup.
Ketchup. Bop.
Flop.
I need it with my In-N-Out fries. In-N-Out fries. I need it with that.
No.
I told myself I was gonna bring that up sooner or later throughout this interview because I know how much you hate it. but it's a bop for me, for sure. With fries and with burgers, and it's just one of those condiments that you have to have. But that is one of the very few that I will make exceptions for. It's easier for me to tell you what sauces I will eat. It's just barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, and ketchup. Anything else you can think of, I won't eat. Believe it or not.
So you have a condiment approved list too. I do. I don't mess with condiments.
It's just those three. It makes it easy. It's just those three. Just ketchup, barbecue sauce. The again? So barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, and ketchup. Those are the only three. So
for a while, it used to be nothing. Like on my burger, it gotta be plain and dry. I don't eat nothing, just meat and cheese. I do not eat that. Like, yeah, go ahead. What's your burger?
I know you can relate to this. When you stay with your friends or family, whatever, when you would place your order and you say, "Oh, I want this plain," do you get the looks like you're gonna eat it like that? Do people always say things like that? All the time. And I'd be like, "That's your mouth." That, you know what I'm saying? Like I can eat a burger with no sauce, and they're like, "But you need the sauce. It's dry." No, your mouth is dry.
My mouth is well moist. Thank you very much. Okay.
Right.
Stop playing with me. I get that all the time. They always give me that look, and I'm just like, I don't like sauce. Like
It's like
I've been that
we
way.
like what we like, you know?
And leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they should be happy. It's less work for them to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
But you know what? I have to elaborate on that really quickly because
yes.
when I go places like In and Out, if it's fast food, if I'm
I
busy,
have to bring them up.
it's if it's plain, they have the habit of doing the opposite, adding stuff that I didn't ask for, and it's the easiest. So you would think that
it's less work.
Less work, but for some reason my order is the only one that's wrong, and I feel like it's the easiest. You don't have to add anything, but for some reason my order, you can ask my family, it's always wrong every single time.
Oh no, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight because I'm real specific. So we are like the people that are specific when we order.
Very.
I'm the one where I'm like, it gotta be plain and dry with this on the side. Make sure that is that. Like I don't care. I don't care if you don't want to
send it back. Have to send it back.
Send it back. So if you have, let's say if it was a burger and you got sauce on it that you do not like ranch. I don't know. I'm just making that up. You're not eating that. Like that's not.
I won't.
See, I'm not eating that either. And
my family. They'll be like, just scrape it off, get a butter knife or
something. It's contaminated. It's contaminated.
The taste is there.
That's how I feel about pickles. That's the next one. Pickles. Bop.
Bop. I like pickles. You know what? I had a phase where we would get the jars of pickles, and that was my snack. Like I can just snack on them. The dill chips and the big ones, I can just snack on them. Like I went through a little phase like that. Now it's not so bad, but I can eat them. But relish, cannot do. I know they're like kind of similar, but not the same. But I can do pickles, not relish. Sorry to break it to you, but
no. Oh my God. Do you drink the juice? Don't tell me you drink the juice.
Not really.
Okay.
But I know people who do. But my taste for that is not that crazy. I can't sit there and drink pickle juice. I don't know if I could.
No, there's just crazy people in this world. And if you are somebody that drinks pickle juice just like that, yes, I'm calling you out. Yes, I am.
Sorry, guys.
You crazy. Why? Why would you sit there and just say, oh, pickle juice? And no.
It doesn't seem like something to enjoy. It's making me cringe. I can't.
My God, does that not burn your throat? Like, anyway. But yeah, pickles are like one of the things that I'm like, if it's on my burger, no. Like Chick-fil-A, you got to take the pickles off. If you do not take the pickles off, and then somebody might be like, oh, just take it out. No.
Because the pickles have that juice, then it gets in the bread, and then the sourness is in the bread. And see, yeah, I can see what you're saying. I like it personally, but because I'm so picky, if that were anything else like pepperoncinis and it's in the bread, you can still taste it. It's there, and you didn't want it originally. It's kind of like I don't go there often, but the times I do crave Subway, I know that they be using the same knife to cut everybody's sandwich. And don't laugh at me, but you know what I tell them? I say, can you wash a knife or get a new one? Because I don't want someone else's sandwich touching my sandwich. I have to. That's just, I don't know why. I try not to be that person, but it be having like the sauces and the,
So you're going to taste every other sandwich that it was cut with on your sandwich.
And it has like, it's all messy and they just dip it into water. It's like, I don't want a soggy sauce knife. Like that's gross. So I have to tell them to either wash it or bring a new one. I'm that person, unfortunately. I hate to be that person, but it happens.
No, I don't blame you. It's just funny because I didn't even think about that. I'm like, oh, but I don't mess with Subway. Long story, but moving on. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, and then people want to. Oh, and I want to also point out another thing because I just remember with Chick-fil-A. They say that they marinate the chicken in pickle juice. Okay, that's fine, but when they put it in the oil, it's gone. So it's fine. I ain't gotta be worried about that. So stop trying to be technical, okay? And let me like what I like. So moving on. Okay. Next, peanut butter.
That's a bop.
You know
what? I think I'm surprising you in this round because some of the things I'm liking. Peanut butter only with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's the only time I make exceptions. Because like
as in the trash for me, that's where it's going. No.
Well, I tell you, with sweets, I am not a big peanut butter person. Like if it's like a peanut butter cupcake or peanut butter cheesecake, I'm not too much of a big fan of. But if it's just like a peanut butter jelly sandwich, something like that, then yeah, I can eat it.
Okay. You kind of making it. Well, you know what? I should be asking questions that I know you will not eat, but I'm gonna let it slide. But I'm gonna look it up anyway. Yogurt.
It's I'm on the edge only because like Greek yogurt and those other types of yogurts, it depends. But if it's like the strawberry, the flavored ones, I can eat, but only when I want it. Not like I'm not gonna go to the grocery store and be like, oh, I gotta get some yogurt. Like I'm not a yogurt person, so I would say probably a flop on that one.
Yeah, flop. Yogurt tastes like ass. I can't do it. So no, no. Also, I can't. I tried when I be working out, and I'm just like, I can't do this. It's literally smells like, because it's what is it? It's my God, it's like milk cuddles, right, or something like.
Yeah, it's
So it's like fermentation. So it smells like disgusting. So no. Okay. Eggs. You like
nope.
eggs? No.
Won't eat eggs. None. I will not eat eggs. But in cake and French toast and all the other things, but eggs itself, like scrambled eggs or sunny side up and all those things like that, I will not touch. And if I go to a breakfast place, it cannot be on my plate. My family will be like, "Oh, I'll eat it," and I tell them to bring it on the side, but it can't touch like my hash browns or it can't touch my French toast. It freaks me out.
Okay, so I grew up eating eggs, like scrambled eggs, and then there was a phase where I'm like, ugh, I don't want that. I'm good. And then now I'm kind of liking it, but I have to eat it. Like there have to be bacon, so then I can eat it with the bacon and cheese. So then
it's
I
like
can
a combo.
Yes, it's a combo. I can't eat it by itself. Like I gotta have that with. And then I started liking poached eggs, like with on the eggs Benedict, and I be cutting that yolk and never yolk become. That's
I
like,
can do it. Okay, the only time I will eat eggs though, like we're just like mainly eggs. So obviously I'm Mexican, so we make this thing called chorizo with eggs. I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not gonna say the real version. But it's just chorizo and eggs, and you basically just cook the chorizo first, and then you put the eggs in, and you scramble it. But it doesn't taste like eggs, so that's the only time that I'll make an exception to eat eggs. But that's one of my favorite like breakfast items.
Gotcha. What if it was in 5 hours?
I pick it out, like I push it to the side. I think it's the texture though, because it's like very like.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cottage cheese. Since we're on texture, hell no.
Won't do it.
One of my mouth. That's not one of my mouth.
People, they snack on it, like they'll eat it with like fruits and stuff. I'm just like, ugh, like no.
Yeah, my grandma sometimes be, man. I just be looking at her like, what?
Yeah, no. I can't even smell it. I don't want to be around it. If you're eating it, I'm gonna go sit at the other side of the house or something because I don't want to smell it.
it just looks like how I think yogurt tastes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense. Like like I said, it tastes like ass, so it looks like ass. I'm like, I'm not. It's
and it's just all lumpy, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look appealing to me.
I'm getting chills. Oh my God, let's move on. I can't. Okay. Did I say oysters? No, I didn't say oysters. Oysters.
So this will make it easy. Anything that comes out of water will not be consumed by me. I don't eat any seafood.
That's what I found out the other day. I was like, you don't like seafood? No shrimp, no crab?
Did you see that crab video I posted?
Yeah.
Where I saw that and I was just like, I want to. I don't eat any seafood.
He was like, I'm not eating seafood like that. And I was like, you don't like seafood?
I will not eat crab. I will not eat any type of fish. I will not eat nothing. Anything that comes out of water.
Shrimp?
Okay. I would be lying because there's one shrimp that I like. It's coconut shrimp. But you know what I realized? I like sweet foods like barbecue ribs and teriyaki chicken, and it has that sweetness, and it takes away the shrimp taste, and the crunch takes away the rubbery texture from the shrimpiness. So that's the only time I make an exception for that. But that's the only thing I'll eat that's seafood is just.
So let me guess. This coconut shrimp is only from a specific restaurant.
Yes. How did you know that?
Eat it, so I know.
It's only one place I'll eat that at, and it's so funny. It's Bubba Gump's. They have one. It's like more of like a touristy restaurant, but I tried it once, and ever since then I was hooked. But I can't eat too much. Maybe like 2 or 3 the most, and I'm done.
Okay.
And it has to be with barbecue sauce. It can't be with like ketchup or anything. Just with barbecue sauce.
Oh, I didn't even talk about my list. So I don't mess with ketchup ever. Don't ever give me ketchup. I was growing up. This segment gonna be long. That's fine. I don't care. But I was growing up. I went to a graduation. Somebody's graduation. I don't remember. And there was a concession stand, and you could get French fries. And I'm like, you know, graduations be long when you're a child. You're like, I've been here for 5 days. So I'm like, I'm hungry. So I went and ordered these French fries. They sent me by myself. And I remember getting it, and the lady squirted the ketchup all over the fry. And I remember just being so upset because I'm just like,
I would be too.
I didn't ask you to put this nasty sauce on my, like, why would you assume that I would want that? And I started, I wasn't crying. I was like angry, but crying. I was just like, why would you like? And then she was just like, what's wrong? I was like, you put ketchup on my phone. It was a whole big deal. I don't play that. Like I despise.
There's two things you don't mess with picky people: our money and our food. And the food is my number one because it's like if I order something and you mess it up, it's gonna ruin my mood. I'm gonna be upset. And it's just not gonna be good for nobody, not the workers, not for me, not for my family, anybody that's with me, because I take my food seriously.
And if I'm not eating, nobody's eating.
Right. And I'll get hangry. Right after that moment, I'll be hangry.
Yeah, so that's a hell no always. Mayonnaise, hell no. I'm not doing that. I feel like the only approved sauces that I've liked over time is buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce, honey barbecue sauce, specifically. Ranch. I just started liking ranch like a few years ago. What else? Sriracha. I just started liking that. And is that all? That might be all. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway. Another sauce, blue cheese.
Nope.
Isn't
that like bad cheese? Like, isn't it moldy or something like that?
It's moldy cheese, but they said it tastes good. And I'm like over here trying to figure out why. Why would you do that?
Okay, so since we're on the cheese topic, this will make it easy because I'm telling you, like you said, I'm the pickiest eater ever. So with cheeses, I don't like cheese in general, but I do like cheese with things like pizza, and I'll have it like the yellow cheese on my cheeseburgers or American cheese on my cheeseburgers. But I can't sit and eat cheese, like those charcuterie boards, things like that. I'm not gonna go be like, oh, let me get a cheese and the cracker and put it together. Like, I don't eat cheese. I'm not even cream cheese. I don't even eat cream cheese unless it's in cheesecake or unless it's cream cheese frosting. But even then, I'm kind of picky. I know it's crazy. It's hard when my mom, like when she's cooking or when we're having like events and stuff. My thing is like I go to like chicken and rice, or I go for like carne asada and rice and beans, things like that. But it's simple. Like I'm so simple. Like I won't eat anything that goes more than just those things. If that makes sense.
What I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, y'all? Like I thought I was bad, and it's not like he's bad, but I'm just saying like,
right,
that was horrible. But
and coming from a Mexican household too, I feel like our food is just so. There's just so much. There's different things, and I'm just so strong to a particular group, which is just like steak and chicken, and I don't. And it's funny because growing up, it was the most thing I was like told things to. I don't eat anything spicy, so I don't eat no salsas. I don't eat no.
That's another thing I know about you.
No hot chips.
Like, I know, and hot chips that got me because I'm like, y'all like hot chips. Oh my god, hot chips.
And I can't smell hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos. Okay, I know this is gonna be kind of gross, but one year I had a cousin. They were eating hot Cheetos all summer, and one time she threw up all hot Cheetos, and they were eating with cream cheese. Two things I don't like. She threw up, and ever since then, when I've seen it, and because I have a throat phobia, it ruined it. I won't eat Cheetos. I won't. It like I will see. It's just so bad. Like with the food category for me, it's just so complicated because it's like yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, but majority no for me.
Yes, that's crazy. Wow. So you just got triggered. Damn. I'm so sorry. Well, the last thing I have on my list, which I feel like is about for you, which I cannot understand after everything you just said, pineapples on pizza.
Oh, that's a bop. That is a bop, and I can tell you why. Because I like the sweet. I like the sweet with the savory. Like it's always been. I've been a huge fan of that, and it's just so good. There's this one place here in Hayward, where I'm from, which is called Bronco Billy's. Theirs is so good because this is what they do. They don't do like the traditional, like because most places is just ham and pineapple. They do ham, pineapple, and bacon bits on it. So that's like my go-to. I think they call it like the hula Hawaiian or something like that. But it's really, really, really good. So that's a bop for me for sure. No doubt.
The information is for y'all because I know he won't talk to me because it's a flop for me. I'm not eating no pineapple or no pizza.
We always have that debate.
Always. And I will keep. And I will keep.
You'll be the first person to respond to the story and be like,
because I'm like, what is this I'm looking at? Because you be swiping and then it just pop up and I'm like, okay,
it just totally changed your attention. You're like, ooh, like,
nah, hell no.
Yeah, that's me with seafood. That's me with seafood for sure.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? He despised everything but pineapple on pizza. And if you like pineapple on pizza, I'll judge you as well. But
right, and I don't judge nobody for seafood. I don't judge nobody for their liking. It's just what I like. You like what you like, and
Yeah, I agree, but I'm gonna judge you if you're putting pineapple on tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese on a crust and eating that. I just can't. And I guess it's the sweet thing. They just don't sound right. So anyway, that's a wrap. We're still playing. That's fine. But no, oh my gosh. But I just thought that was the better game to play because I was just like, I remember he's a picky, this is crazy. Okay.
And I feel like it kind of gets to know me a little bit because like when I go out with friends that they're like, there was this moment. Okay, are you a fan of Wingstop?
Huh?
Wingstop? Are you a fan of Wingstop?
You said Wingstop.
Yeah.
I love me some Wingstop.
So throughout high school, my friends, we would always go walk over to Wingstop and stuff. And this is a funny story. So there was a moment where I was like not going through all these sauces. I was just like, I'd rather not. So I would go to Wingstop. I would get my fries without seasoning and no sauces on my chicken. It was a little phase. It was like maybe last like a few months. But oh my gosh, I would never hear the end of it from my friends. They were just like, ugh. They're like, because they would get like buffalo and their
the buffalo barbecue,
lemon peppers are my favorites. But me, I went through a phase where I was just like, nope, I just want it plain, and I never heard the end of it. So that shows you guys a little bit of how severe my food pickiness goes sometimes. But it's like weird because I go through little phases where it's like, okay, yeah, I could do this, and then a year from now, I'll be like, maybe not. So that's how bad it is. Gotcha. It's probably an issue at this point. It's probably
So do you like look? Do you go based off looks as well? Like if you saw the food and you didn't even know what was coming, they just brought it to you. Would you like to try it? And if you looked at it, would that determine if you're gonna eat it or not as well?
So the two senses I use is I eat with my eyes, so it depends how it looks and also how it smells. I have to smell it. People think it's rude sometimes, but I have to smell it, and I will. If I see a dish, I'm like, okay, that looks like something I might eat. I can tell because I just looked at it and I will smell it. So those are the two senses I use when it comes to things like that. So it depends, but I'm a big eater with my eyes. I like the presentation is a big thing for me.
Yeah, me too. If that ain't looking right, it ain't going in my mouth. So that's not happening. Right. And they'll be like, but you haven't tried it. I tried it already. Y'all don't understand. I tried it visually.
Right. In my mind, I tasted it and I didn't like it. So don't try and force it down.
And that's it. And they'll be like, well, you haven't. Yeah. So we're here. So I understand. Yeah. Yes. And the people, y'all can suck it. How about that? Okay. Thank you. Moving on.
You got anything else to say? You can take it that way. They don't have to agree with us.
Exactly. Y'all can eat it, and I'm gonna eat my stuff, and that's it. And I'm not mad at you with the Wingstop thing. I'm not. It's okay. I can't believe you eat the fries because the fries is trash. It's like In-N-Out. Anyway, moving on. Other than spending 20 minutes about what we like to eat, that was fun. I liked it. No problem. Because
when it comes to food, even though we're picky, we can still talk about it forever. I feel like that's always okay. Now that I'm starting to remember our last interview, we spent like 20 minutes talking about food.
I can't remember that, but okay.
I think we did because we had that whole which chain restaurants we liked most. Like, was it Chick-fil-A? We were going back and forth about all that. But have you tried Cane's, by the way?
No, I've never heard of that.
You never heard of Raising Cane's? Okay, that's one of my favorite fast foods. We're getting.
You said Cane's, like Raising Cane's or Cane's?
Yeah. Raising Cane's.
Oh, Raising Cane's. Oh, I thought you said Kings. Got it. My bad. Yeah, I like Raising Cane's. Yeah.
Raising Cane's is one of my favorites
because it's bland chicken.
Yeah, it's you can't get anything more simple. Okay, so because we're talking about chicken. If you go to a restaurant, I feel like chicken strips. It's something new in the restaurant you've never been before.
Yeah, that was my go-to as a child.
That's your safe space. That's your like. Okay, I'm gonna go with that because I'm used to that, and I know I'm gonna like it regardless. You can't mess up chicken strips, so that was my go-to.
Yes. But, yeah, and you're not tasting that king sauce, I'm assuming.
No, I can't eat it. Just ketchup.
No, it's good. I used to not like that. I'm like, this on top. But then one day I was tired of eating their bland chicken because they ain't got nothing else. I'm like,
I add ketchup. You don't add ketchup, but I add ketchup. I have to. And if I don't get ketchup, I'm in the bag. When we say ketchup in the bag, I have to go back inside because I won't eat it like that. I just have to wait.
It's just like my sister when we went to In-N-Out the other day. She was like, "Where's the ketchup?" I'm like, I'm so used to not asking for it. Right. I didn't even think about it. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she was like, "We must go back." And I was like, "Girl, you see that line? You can go inside yourself because I refuse to go inside."
How bad do you really want it?
Okay, you can go get what you really want. Okay, how about that?
Right.
But yeah, it's Raising Cane's is amazing, but that cane sauce, it's good. Like I've been wanting 2 of them. I'm like, give me more. My gosh,
I wish I liked it because I wish I could open up my palate a little bit more, but it's just I can't. Like I can't get myself to do it.
Yeah, I get it. It's okay. I just even if I didn't expand my palate, you're still way below me because there's things that I'm just like, wow, I just didn't expect that. Like I know the worst I might have said this to you already, but it was bread. Like I didn't eat bread for 13 years of my life. The first 13 years of my life, I was like, I'm not eating that. Like if it was a burger, I would take off the bun and I would eat the meat and cheese. That's it. Like that
Okay,
was all.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy. I know, right? And then it was one day I went to a burger spot as a kid, 13 years old, and they had like a double cheeseburger with extra cheese or whatever. And when I got it, the cheese was stuck to the bread, and I could not get it. And I didn't like how like some pieces of the bread is stuck to the cheese if you rip it
Right.
up. And I'm like, so I had to eat it. And when I ate it, I was like, oh, I didn't die. Okay, this is good.
It was that moment in your life that, see, you remembered it so vividly because it was that changing moment where you can eat bread on your hamburger.
Yeah. Because like my mom could tell you, I was like, I was not eating this. And people couldn't believe it. And have you had people that try to even like get you to try things like
Yes,
really,
all
really
the time.
hard? And it's
All
like,
the time.
it's not going in my mouth. Like no matter what you tell me, it's not
Right.
going. Like
you are wasting 15 minutes of you trying to convince me out of your dinner time to get me to eat this. And that's my family, like when we get like calamari or things like that, because they're like, it's fried, you don't even taste like, it doesn't taste like fish. I'm like, I will not eat it. So stop telling me to eat it because I won't eat it.
Exactly. Because I think they're used to like, because kids sometimes are naturally picky, but then once they try it, they have that moment. So they think they can do it to us. And it's just like,
it won't
we could be here for 5 years and I'm still not gonna put that in my mouth.
Right.
Like I'm just not doing that. But now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it once in front of your face. And if I spit it out, there you go. Do not try to get me the product again. Okay. Now the one thing that I've learned that I've liked now, that I actually crave, which is crazy, is sushi. You like sushi? You eat sushi? No.
And you know why? There was one moment because it was okay. Like I was okay having like California rolls, things like that. But one night my sisters went out to get sushi. They're being all trendy. So I was like, you know what? Let me go get some and take a picture of it, just to be all foodie person. And then that night I got food poisoning really, really bad. And I was like, it was bad. I was like chills, fevers, throwing up, and I have a throat phobia. So ever since then, the thought of it, I won't go into a restaurant.
We just didn't have good experiences. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Jeez.
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences. I think a lot of my pickiness comes from like a lot of food trauma. Not like PTSD, but like where there's moments where I didn't like something or I saw something or made me sick, and at that point I decided to not do it because it makes me like sick. Just thinking about it.
See, now that makes me feel a little understanding now. Me, I didn't have no reason. I'm like, I don't like it. I'm not putting it in my mouth. They're like, well, you didn't try it. It's good. Get away from me. I'm not putting it in my mouth.
That's actually the source. The food poisoning is the source of reason why I cut out all seafood. Yeah. That's why I don't eat any seafood, because I got food poisoning, and just the thought of it is what makes me
got it. See, now the audience is watching like,
yeah, that makes that's the moment. Yeah, because that's like really the reason behind it. Ever since then, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this episode is just going to be the picky edition because maybe we're just talking about the food. And thank you for sharing your story about that, because I literally, even though that was like the last minute before I literally logged in, I was like, this should be good. Okay, so that's good. So now we know this is the picky eater episode. I love that. Okay, now we're going to ready get started into the first topic of what you got baking over there. So, that's usually my first question. So what you got baking over there? What you baking? You already kind of low-key explained it, but.
So, I mean, it's what I will say about me and what I do is that it's always changing. There's always, I'm constantly trying to do new things, trying to see what my followers react more with and engage with more. So I learned with the reels and like the behind the scenes stuff, that's what really gets people's attention. And that's what people really want to see, because I get a lot of engagement on that.
You get paid.
So, yeah, we get paid for that. So that's one thing I have to get myself to do. But even though I'm not open to the public right now, I just do cakes for friends and family and close clients, because the demand is so high, I can't keep up. So I made a moment. It was actually May of last year where I just recently went solo. I opened up my books. Yeah, I opened up my books, and I had a calendar, and it just got completely filled. And at the time right now, I'm working. This is my home, and just it was booked up nonstop. And my DMs, my emails, I tried to condense it to just emails. People were still DMing me, and my emails were completely filled, like swamped. Like I would go on, and there's some from the previous days that I didn't get a chance to while responding. It blew way out of proportion where I didn't expect it to. In the beginning, I didn't have a lot of self-worth. I didn't realize how much people were interested when I went solo. And it was a lot to handle. I was a little bit overwhelmed, and I closed my books, and I decided to just have my books open only for family, friends, and then I like to call my VIP clients. Those are people who order like 10 cakes or more a year, who just always supported me since the beginning, and it's been working for me. Like right now, I'm booked with cake till November. So
Wow.
and that's
And
just
that's with friends, family?
and VIP clients. Yeah. So that's every single weekend. This week I had a little bit of a break because it's my birthday week, and we're setting up for this party we're having this weekend. But even more so, I still have a cake to do, because I said yes to an order because my problem is saying no to people. But yeah, that's been the big adjustment behind my business, you can say. Was just closing my books because it was hard, because a lot of people would get frustrated too. I think a lot of people weren't really understanding in the beginning, because
Yeah.
it's just me. I do the promoting, I do my social media. I mean, you know what it is. We all, if you guys are bakers watching this, you guys know that we are basically a single man women show, where we only do everything ourselves down to the last ingredients. You ran out of butter, you have to go run to the store, even though you're working on a cake. So
Yeah.
people think that I was able to produce the amount of cakes that I was originally. But once I went solo, it was a big change. Also space, because I have 3 refrigerators, but
Okay,
space.
Beyonce.
Yeah, space is limited. So so
Okay.
that was a big change. But things are going really good right now. Things are flowing. And but people did get very frustrated in the beginning. They were saying, I've tried ordering a cake from you in the past, and you guys were always booked, and now I was hoping this time I can, and now you're booked again. How is this ever gonna work? And people were just like really getting crazy. So I just realized that it was a lot in the moment, and I didn't want to do anything until I open up a storefront. I'll open up my calendars again, because I'll have a full kitchen, a full running facility to be able to produce the, because I can do it. I know in my heart, I've done it before, where I can produce all these cakes. It's just the space is super limited.
Yeah. Dang.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's been my last year and a half. It's just
And may I just remind everybody, he is 21. So as you say, you're solo, so that means you're doing everything by yourself, right? Or do you have any help or anything?
so, right now, only because I'm a super strong perfectionist. I believe that when I have my hands on it, I know the quality, and I can guarantee just the overall quality. And
Yeah.
although I do trust other people, I just feel more comfortable that when my eyes are on it only, I can control everything that is happening with this cake. That way I know everything. And knock on wood, I haven't had a client where I've had any issues, but at least since I was on full control, I wouldn't be clueless to what they're talking about.
Right.
If they say something, I have it all under control. So that's been one of my things where I do need to probably bring some help on.
Yeah.
But since I'm such a strong perfectionist, so I want to make sure that everything's perfect. I prefer to work solo at this time.
Yeah. No, I totally
That
understand.
is
I can totally relate. I am a huge perfectionist. It is almost unhealthy at this point. It's a blessing and a curse, because
Yes, it sure
it's
is.
like, I have a vision and nobody can see what I see. So it's like, for me to get things done the right way, the way I want it to be, it has to be done right. And if it's not done right, Malik being the boss,
Right.
you're not gonna be talking to me right now. Like Malik, there's Malik, the funny guy, and then there's Malik the boss. When Malik boss come on, that boss hat come on, do not mess with my stuff. Don't tell me anything. Don't do anything. Like, I will go off. I will
It's
push
like
you
we
out.
have our work personas. Like like the moment this chain comes on, this MaxsCakes chain,
Which is iconic.
Yeah.
I need to get. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to get something. Yeah. But so that's how I am, is that when I'm working, I don't like anybody around me. I just want to focus, and my sisters will come in, they'll be like talking to me like, oh, and sometimes I wish I could be a little more attentive, because they're talking to me and they want to vent to me, or they're telling me about their day, whatever. But I'm like, when I'm working, I'm just so tunnel vision. Like I just can't. I told them like, I'm sorry, I'm listening, but I'm just so focused. And so that's why I just prefer to be like quiet. Like when it's quiet and I'm working, I even throw some music on, and I'm just like, that's how I work. It's just I have that focus. And when you break my focus, I just feel like you're gonna break my mojo. You're gonna break my concentration.
It's energy. It's a vibe, and it's like, if you're breaking my vibe, you got to go. Like, and shout out to you, Grandma. I love you very much, but you be talking loud on the phone, and I can't. Like, it's like,
you can't have any of that outside noise. You just need to focus and do what you need to do. So
yes, and then like, do you have people who come in and be like, questioning what you're doing or be like, because my grandma be doing that. And I have to like talk to her about that. She'll come and she'll see like whatever I'm doing is halfway done. And she's looking at it. She's a Virgo, so she's a perfectionist as well. But she's looking at it like the final completion. So it's like, let's say like if I'm crumb coating a cake, it's the crumb coat. So obviously it don't matter what it looks like before it goes in the fridge. So there would be like a ridge that I made with a spatula. I don't know. And she'd be like, shouldn't that be smooth? I'm like, this is a crumb coat.
Oh, you're talking about like a backseat decorator.
Yes.
A backseat decorator where they're just like, no. So luckily my family knows better than to do that. But so my mom's like one of my biggest supporters. So what she'll do, the only time somebody comes in is when I'm finalizing a cake. Like I just made a big cake for the Alameda County Fair, and she'll come in with her camera. She's just so proud. She'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I love it!" And she'll just be recording, and she has so many videos of her just
the Chris Jenner of your life.
Exactly. And she'll just come in and start recording. She's like, "Oh my god, Max, I love it." So that's the only time I get people like coming in and out. But she's just always, she likes to see the process. She likes to see what's going on and what progress I'm making for that cake, especially if it's like a big, important one.
I don't mind the support. It's just don't ask me questions. Don't criticize. Like I'm not done yet. Like I'm still working on it. Like that's what my grandma likes to do. Because like I said, she's a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist. She's looking at, oh, that looks like that. They're like, if it's a cookie, that's not flooded all the way. It's not supposed to yet. Like
I feel like if I didn't bring it up, you don't bring it up because I know what I'm doing.
I like that. I'm gonna remember that next time. I'll be like,
if I didn't bring it up,
and you don't.
Yeah. Look at put that on a t-shirt. Put that on a t-shirt. Market it.
If I don't bring that shit up, don't bring that shit up. Okay, got it. Oh my gosh.
Look at, we're just making business right here. It's natural. It's just coming.
I'll give you 10%. I'll give you 10% for that. Yes.
Sounds good to me. I'm okay with that.
That is so amazing. So yeah, love that you talk about that. So let's see. I want to talk about, because I'm trying to refrain from what I've asked you before, but for the people that may not know watching this video, because it's been 2 years. We've got new followers, we've got new interest that's interested. How did you get started in your baking journey?
So I tell the story quite often, so I kind of have it like ready to go because I was actually just at a party and they were asking me where I brought the cake. But basically how I started, so I was 9 years old. How it really started, what kickstarted the whole cake thing was I would watch Cake Boss. It was always like on TLC at like late at night, and that was like my go to sleep show. It's like you turn it on and you just fall asleep to like watching it.
Yeah.
And I was just watching it. But the one that stood out to me, like one of the first episodes I watched was when Buddy and his team created this building cake. It was for the firefighters in New York or whoever it was. But it was a building and it had like smoke coming out. It was like a building on fire, and the truck was supposed to put out the fires, like something like that. I can't remember exactly all the details, but I was like, just my eyes just like glowed, and I was just like stuck on it. I was like, how the hell do they create that out of cake and all this stuff? So it just immediately intrigued me. So right then and there, I was inspired, and I just went to Michael's, all these different craft stores, and my mom took me, like I said, my mom's my biggest supporter, so she took me everywhere I needed to go and got me everything I needed to get, just to test. And of course, none of my stuff ever looks perfect. It was always leaning, over, melting, filling, spilling out, and fondant obviously was not smooth. I was a 9-year-old working with fondant, so it would stick to the table and stuff. So all that time of me nothing looking how I wanted it to look and it looking bad, that is what inspired me to keep going and going and going. And one thing I could say about myself is I'm a very ambitious person. So once I saw like defeat in that area, I was like, I gotta keep going until I get better at it. So all throughout middle school, high school, I was just baking for friends and family, and just whenever I had the opportunity to make something, then I had people who were like, oh my God, Max, can you make this for my daughter's baby shower? Or can you make this for so-and-so? And I would get nervous. I would still do it. And nothing ever looked as perfect as I wanted to look. I'm my biggest critic. So I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I don't like that. And that's what would push me to do it better the next time. I learned from my mistakes, and I just kept going. And that's basically what kickstarted me. And it's really cool that later on in life, I didn't realize how big it would get, that I would do the TV shows. And I was recently just like a year ago in a magazine for the #1 best baker in the Bay Area, home baker. all these things. So looking back, like it's crazy that I would watch Buddy Velastro, and that's like my ultimate inspiration. And then fast forward 10 years, I was baking on the show, won his competition, won, and was one of the youngest. I was the youngest competitor in that series to win.
Mhm.
So it was just a really cool moment of reflection where I was just like, how did something I was inspired at 12 o'clock at night
Yeah.
take me this and I take me this far? And it was just a really rewarding moment. And I've been blessed to have all these different opportunities and experiences at such a young age. So
Right.
I mean, I feel like at 21 I do have a good resume under my belt already of all the things I have been able to accomplish and complete. And things like products I've launched in the past, that sold out and things like that. So I think it's a cool thing that in that moment when I was inspired, it just took me much further than I ever imagined. And I'm not going to stop. So now I feel I'm in too deep. It's my passion. So I'm in too deep and I got to go full force. So
Yes.
I'm going to save more for what I wanted to say for when we talk about the manifestation
Ooh.
area. Yeah, because we'll talk about that because I don't want to say it all now and then we have nothing to talk about or we repeat ourselves. So.
Oh Lord, I feel like we're gonna get some tea. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I actually got some stuff I gotta share too, but you know what? Oh yeah, we'll wait till that. Oh my God. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's go ahead and switch it up because I like I said, I like to get to know my people that I'm interviewing, and some of it could go out of the whim, but I don't think this one is. But what do you think is your guilty pleasure?
Well, ultimately, just sweets. I am the biggest sweets person. Like, sweets is where I'm not picky. Sweets, I take
really?
everything in: brownies, cookies, cake pops, cheesecakes, truffles, chocolate mousses. Like anything chocolate, I just go full force. Like anywhere we go, any restaurant we go to, when everyone's like, "Oh no, we don't want dessert," I'm saying, "Pass me the menu. I need to look at it. I need to see what's there. I need to see your array." And I'm a big judger. I love to judge. Like I go to a place and not judging in a critical way, but I more like to see different styles of baking. So like, you can tell us as bakers, we can tell. Yeah. I go to a bakery and I'll taste it and I love everything. Like I love to support other bakeries and stuff like that. So I'll go buy a cupcake or cake slice and I'll taste it and be like, okay, you can see what their strong suit is. And it's okay to have, I don't give them the feedback. I mean, if they want it, I will, but I like to taste and see what's out there. And I'm a sweets connoisseur. So I'm just anything sweet.
I love that word, connoisseur. Yeah. He said he's a sweets connoisseur. That makes sense to everything he just said in the last 45 seconds.
I'm like a judge. Like I like to pretend like I'm on the panel and I
can see that happening.
And I like to just break it down and see. And I try to I can be like, if it's just a vanilla cake, I can see if they added almond extracts or some type of enhancements. Like I try to identify and break it down. Yes. Not to be like, I want to make it like that and let me break it down.
No. I mean, so just to identify what's in it.
Yeah, just because
it's such a foodie, but sweets.
Exactly.
I'm the same way. I'll be with my cousin. Like we'll be eating. Like we're both foodies. That's like my best friend in the family because we like to eat. And we would go to a restaurant and we'd be like, okay, we need to figure out this recipe because we would always try to like recreate what's so good. So it's like, what you tasting? Garlic powder, okay, onions, you got okay. Right. So I totally understand with the desserts. Yeah. So that's cool. What are your like top 3 desserts that if you want it, you gonna get it right now?
Well, first of all, the first one is chocolate cake. Anything chocolate cake slices, chocolate molten cake, things like that. Chocolate cake is always my go-to. But second, let me see. I mean, there's just so many. Anything that's ice cream. I love brownies. I mean, brownies and ice cream, cake and ice cream. Like but if I had to choose 3, probably chocolate cake. Flan. Do you know what flan is?
Yeah, that's not what in my mouth. But okay.
Yeah, I love my auntie makes it, and she makes the best flan in my opinion. Of course, I'm biased because she's my aunt, but I love it so much. That's like my second. Yes. I always have seconds, thirds for it. And a third dessert. I mean, that's tricky because I just love them all. I'm just gonna throw one out there. Churros. I love cinnamon stuff, like cinnamon cake, carrot cake. I love carrot cake. Actually, I have some carrot cake cupcakes in the fridge right now that I'm about to devour later.
Okay. Now, for the chocolate cake, is it vanilla icing or chocolate icing? And there's only one right answer.
It depends from who, though. It depends from who, because there's some places where you like their vanilla or their buttercream better than their fudge frosting or their chocolate ganache frosting. But if I had to choose chocolate, I love a creamy, decadent chocolate fudgy frosting. something that's fluffy but also thick. Like, I could talk about it so detailed because
Passionate. You're so passionate about it.
Yeah. So
It's like,
and with a glass of milk, just I can sit there and I will savor the flavor.
oh my God. That's so perfect that you just said that. I love drinking a glass of milk after eating chocolate. And every time I drink a glass of milk, people look at me like, you drink milk? Yes, I do.
You have to. It's just like, it's that untold.
It goes down your throat, so creamy. It just does something about, like, even if it's M&Ms, if I eat a pack of M&Ms, I need a glass of milk. I need to make sure that.
It's because chocolate's so rich and it leaves that creaminess in your mouth that you just need something to wash it down. And milk is that not too sweet, but also it pairs perfectly with dessert. So it's just like, a soda with a burger. Like, it's just something you have together.
Yes, for sure. It's a good palate. Oh my goodness, people judge me so much, and I'm like, no. Like, if I have anything chocolate, I need to make sure that I have milk, and if I don't have milk, I'm not gonna eat it because I need to have milk. That's like a must-have. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you said that. Oh my gosh! All right, so let's see. That's the next question that I have for you. Since we're talking about food, which meal is your favorite? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I think dinner. I love comfort food. I love just something that's gonna make me full and something that's just gonna make me feel good. Like I just want something that's heavy and like I want to go to take a nap afterwards. So
oh my gosh. Oh, he went the itis, y'all. That's what he said. He said, I'm looking for this itis. That's like when you like get the sleep deprived after all them carbs.
Right. Because there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling in the world than a full stomach.
Yes, soul food. Oh my God, I've been doing it to me. Okay, let's see. Since we're just talking about food, I guess I'm just asking all the food questions. Let me see. If you can eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would that be? And that's interesting, coming from a picky eater. What would be what? Mine is mac and cheese, so just give me mac and cheese. I'm good.
Probably any type of chicken and rice. That's my go-to. Even if it's late and we have some chicken in the fridge, I'll leave it out, like, to come to temperature and make it and just make some steamed rice like that. I can live off that because I'm so plain that, like, and garlic salt is my go-to seasoning. I love garlic salt, and just even if it's something as simple as that, just garlic salt with chicken over rice, like I can live off that because it's.
Okay, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I made chicken and rice last night, so I guess
it's so easy. And I can throw you can spice it up. You can throw in some seasoned vegetables like I love broccoli, so you can throw in some broccoli, some asparagus, and I
got spinach in it too. Oh,
yeah. So I would say probably like any type of chicken and rice, especially teriyaki chicken and rice. That's like my favorite food. One of my favorite foods.
Okay, cool, got it. That's interesting. Yeah, mine is mac and cheese. So
I'm picky with mac and cheese. It depends on who makes it because. I've noticed that some, you know what? I don't even want to get into it because that's not my area of food. So if I don't want to upset people. So
go right on ahead and accept them. I mean, accept them. Go ahead, make them mad. Make me mad.
Because you know what? Because like I told you, I don't like cheese. So like,
yeah, I know
super sharp cheese. I don't really like it. And also, I noticed that some macaroni dishes have that starchiness, that powdery texture when you eat it. And I know it sounds weird, but like
what mac and cheese you eating?
So like, for example, have you ever had horchata?
No, it's like I've heard about it, but I've never had it.
So there's like a starchiness. There's like it sounds weird. It's a textures thing for me because I know
when you say that, it makes me think of Kraft mac and cheese, and I'm not happy.
No. So like, hard to explain. So, but there's like a powder, like I don't explain it. So like cheese, it comes like I don't know. See, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. Starchiness. It's like a starchiness. Like
really?
Yeah. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. But that's why I'm so picky because it depends. Because some people make mac and cheese really, really good. Like Lorraine's Cafe. She's a friend of mine. She made some mac and cheese for our dinner. On I think it was Thanksgiving or New Year's. I can't remember. It was one of these past holidays. She made it for us. Actually, no. I think it was Easter. She made me a tray and it was so good. Like it was creamy and you take it out and breading and it was perfect and it didn't taste too cheesy. Like I mean, because I don't like cheese, of course. Not saying that too cheesy is a bad thing, but it was so good. But then I've had other mac and cheeses where it's like it's
dry, it's starchy, it's like baked or
it's just because I mean,
nah, you haven't been eating the right mac and cheese.
Yeah,
I like mine creamy. So
Yeah,
if it's
I'm sure I have it
starchy or
the
dry
right,
or
but my friend, hers was really, really, really good. So I guess it just depends.
yeah, that's the only one that I don't know. Because I'm like, Pop, what did you eat? I'm confused. I'm not gonna. Okay, so then I got two more questions for you. So the first question that I have before we wrap up, you've done celebrities, right? Like celebrity clients. I
Yes,
think you've had.
I do a more of the Bay Area known in the Bay Area scenes. Like I've done things in the past for man, let me think about it. Mr. Fab, he's a rapper here in the Bay Area. I've made a cake for him.
Gotcha.
A lot of underground rappers
Mhm.
here in the Bay Area, but even more so, major companies like the brand Cookies. I made cakes for them twice.
Mhm.
I made cookies for Burner, which is I'm sure you've heard of him, but he's like the owner
Mhm.
and CEO of Cookies. I
Yeah.
made stuff for you know what? My
Resume.
memory's so bad. What I have to do is I have to look through my Instagram and
And
see
I
if
was
I've
gonna
made
do
stuff.
that, but then I was like, no, I'm sure he knows because I don't have time
And then
to.
I've done things too where I've made it for I made a specific thing, but I had the involvement of a celebrity, and they would
Yeah.
post it. Like I made a when they came out with the song "Say So," Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat. Like Young Money
Yes.
reposted it, Young Money reposted it, and then I made my Friday cake, iconic
Yeah.
movie. Ice Cube reposted it. That cake got me so much buzz. Um, and you know, it depends. But who else? I made stuff for sports teams, Oakland Raiders when they were in Oakland, Oakland A's in the
Mm-hmm.
past. So there's some stuff, but I just have to like really sit and think about it.
Okay, cool. So, like, do you have like any dream celebrity client that you would like to?
Oh yeah, you know the one, the main one. Who would it be? Take your guess.
Who is it? I don't really know.
Who do we mostly
I
have?
can't hide it. I can't hide it. Look, she was in London, y'all, and I'm upset
See,
because
you already knew. You already knew. That's my dream.
I just can't. Like, I couldn't hide it.
Actually,
I couldn't. I
not a
really
dream
was trying to
client.
play with it, but I can't. It's
She's not
Nicki.
a,
That's one thing that we have, y'all, in common. We have a strong love for Nicki Minaj. Nicki
yeah,
only
that is my
time
wife.
in my
That
life.
is we are her ride or dies. But she's not a dream client. What we're gonna talk about is she's a future client. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
It's
happen.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it
it's just a
will
matter of
happen.
time. You just gotta be patient, and it'll happen.
It will happen. We will manifest that. It will happen for sure. And I will do the cookies and you can do the cake. That's fine.
Oh yeah, we'll do a full dessert table. We'll do a
We will.
collaboration type of thing,
We
and then of
will.
course Beyonce as well. We'll do something for the twins or for.
Listen, that's and then like Selena, if she was still alive, I would say, or
Yeah,
her family now. Like I feel
we're
like that
big,
would
big,
be.
big fans of her. I want to go to Texas. And I want to stop by the museum, and I want to do that whole Selena tour thing.
There's a museum.
Yeah, where they have her outfits and everything. So we've been trying to get ourselves to go out there, but just it's a matter of finding the
I
time
did
to
not know
actually
that.
do it.
Wow, interesting. But yes,
Better not go before me. I'm gonna be jealous.
I'm gonna do it now. No, I'm playing.
I don't even think it's expensive to get. I think it's just like maybe $5 or $10. Last I
I mean,
heard.
it's a museum. Museums are always cheap. You know, it's the number one thing in the world. I mean, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
But yes, Onika Tanya, please,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I just want to see her on stage. Like, like that London fiasco, it just made me irritated. It just made
And
me
you know, I
jealous.
wanted to go to New York to Rolling Loud. I was gonna try, or actually, originally I wanted to go to the iHeartRadio festival in Vegas. Of course, timing is an issue, scheduling, so I wasn't able to do that, and it sold out, I think. Then New York was the only other option because it's like a festival, so it's just basically general admission. But I was thinking about it. One, I don't have the time. I have cakes booked up already. But if
You
it
can
was an
cancel
option,
them, but okay.
right? I think we had that conversation. But one thing is like festivals, like it's just I get really anxiety, like big anxiety around huge crowds. And like if you're like in the front, because I don't want to be nowhere but the front, and you're stuck up there, so you can't walk back and then go back. So it's just
Yes.
festivals are a little iffy to me. But yeah.
Well, I'm hoping I can get to Roll Loud, but we'll see. Because I'm purposely thinking like I'm gonna have to get a New York class just so I can see Nicki, and then I can do my thing. But we'll see. I don't know. But just like you said about the people, the crowd, you know, there's not like seating. Everybody is like all over the place, and we're in the middle of this Panda Express, and I don't feel comfortable right now. Right. So we're gonna have to see if I will sacrifice my life for Nicki. We'll see. I don't know. We love you, Nicki. Okay, shout out to you. Awesome. Okay, then my last question for this segment is you've been on television or you've been on television programs. I know you were on Food Network. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you on Hulu too?
Yes, I was.
Okay, that's what I remember. So I watched the Food Network, but Hulu I did not watch. So I'm like, what did it happen? So is that all you've been, or is there any more that you been
Those are the
on?
two. Those are the two shows I've been on.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for these contracts to be over because it'll release me to do another show, which I was already asked to be on. But yeah, so you can't really talk more about it. But I'm excited.
Ooh.
Well, the one show I did want to go on to, and I had to decline it twice, was the Is It Cake? Yeah, the first season I was asked, I was in contract with Hulu already, and I reached out a few weeks ago. They asked me to do, it, and I had to decline because still in contract. So you always have to abide by your contracts. So yeah.
That's why you declined, because you had got. That's why you got something else going on. Okay, cool. What is that experience like filming and anything like that?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, in the beginning I didn't know what to expect. It was something more like you when you watch these shows, I didn't know what it would be like. So it was just obviously new to me. But when I got there and did my thing, it was almost natural. Like I'm a big people person. I love to talk, and I was very comfortable in front of the camera. And yeah, of course I was nervous, but I just knew what to say. I knew exactly what to say. I was prepared. I just had fun. That's the most important thing, is that when you're on TV, you want to make sure that you have fun because you're all in there celebrating your passion, and you're amongst amazing bakers and amazing creators.
Yeah.
So I think about it as whether you make first place or last place, it's still an amazing opportunity, and it's still an amazing experience to even be considered to be on the set. Like just to even get on the set, I feel like everyone made it. Like if you, depending how far you advance, it's an amazing accomplishment to even be on the show. So that's what happened with the last Hulu show. First round I was eliminated, but I mean I was in good spirits. I loved it. I mean it was a lot of fun. It was just sorry, spoiler alert, but it was a lot of fun.
I wasn't gonna watch it anyway, but thank you for letting me know. Which I'm,
yeah. So, but it was a lot of fun. I don't regret it. I met a lot of bakers. I've met a lot of bakers who had already followed me that I didn't originally follow, that I made friends with and created those connections. Because I think that's very important, is to know exactly who you're dealing with in the cake industry and have those connections, like kind of like how we connected. And I can't even remember how far back we connected, but it's cool because now we have that friendship. And when was that?
Don't ask me. I'm only gonna class.
Yeah,
I don't even
know.
Look, you about to have me just go like all on the messages.
Right,
like,
seriously.
Who found who? I don't even know who found who.
Honestly, I don't even remember.
We go way back.
I think it's super important to just have strong ties in the community, because like we've all heard, this is an industry where we all kind of have to have not have to have each other's backs, but it's good to have that support system, because we all do the same thing, and there's plenty of money to be made out there. There's no real competition. The only competition you have is yourself, or a non-existent one, I like to say, because if you are saying, oh, we're in competition, I don't see it like that. So either you have it with yourself or it's imaginary one. So so I think it's super important to have that connection. So that was really cool, was to make those.
And I feel like I should say congratulations, because you did win the Food Network show. Was it on the Big Bake, or was that the other show? I don't know. Yes, and you won that, and you met Buddy Velasco. So I feel like that was awesome in its own way, and he was telling you like really nice things. I remember just watching. I'm like, oh my god, that was so nice.
Yeah, I think it was super cool, because behind the scenes, there was a few things that will always stick with me. He did tell me. So two of the things I remember the most is that he said we were talking, and what was cool is that he was more towards our table, so we were able to talk a lot more. But he said he's seen a younger version of himself in me, which was super cool. And that he said that even though he just met me, he was proud of what I was able to do. Like, it was cool. And I was able to tell him that, look, the reason why I'm here today is because you've inspired me. He's like, I'm happy to see that that's what led you here. I'm happy. It was just like a lot of conversation, and it was really, really cool. And it was a very inspiring moment, because it goes to show you that no matter what your profession is, it could be cakes, it could be painting, it could be, you're going to have your idols and people that you look up to. And there's no limit to what you can do. And we've both experienced that with your accomplishments, and with your cookbook. Like, that's one thing I've always wanted to do that I've never had the chance to do.
Talk about me. Oh my god.
So it's just
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's really, really inspiring, and it only makes you want to continue to do more. and more and elevate yourself and others around you. So I'm a big that's one of my big things, that if I'm gonna go up, I want to bring others around with me, to make sure we all eat at the end of the day. So
yeah, that's crazy. And you having that moment with Buddy, that I feel like that's a full circle moment for you.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like,
I didn't even know how to process it. Like, it was just more of like, I was more in a state of shock. Like, I don't know. Or just even looking back at it, I still can't believe it. I mean, it's still a dream come true.
I mean, I still couldn't either. I would.
Like, that's something I'm gonna be able to take with me to the grave. Like, I won a Food Network competition. Like, it's such a cool thing to be able to say. So I'm very, very, very grateful for that.
Yes, and I'm very happy that you experienced that, because that, like I said, I was watching it and it was just like, if I couldn't have that moment, I'm glad it happened for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, oh my God, that is so happy. Like, that's amazing. Like, I love it. Okay, well, that's the end of that topic that we just spoke about. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to our deep conversation. This is just an area that I like to have my guests give insight on any topic that we decide to talk about. Some of it is controversial, some of it is not. And today is not one of those moments, so don't be worried about that. And you might already know what the topic may be about, because we spoke about it earlier, but Max chose the topic, manifesting what you want. And I'm really excited to talk about this because I am a huge manifestation support. I love.
And I think what we can say is that for people watching, if you don't already manifest what you want, like, you need to start, because I am proof. We are proof that there's things that we've said we were gonna do and we were able to do.
Yes.
And it works. And it really, once you put it out there, it sounds crazy, but once you put it out there and you speak it into existence, like, it's like you get yourself mentally prepared for it and you're able to do whatever you set your mind to. So you guys gotta start.
That's like, and for people that don't know what that is, would you care to explain what that means, manifestation, or for an average person who's like, what is that? Like,
I mean, generally, just, I guess, speaking into existence, putting it out to the world that like, for example, because it's gonna happen. I'm having my own TV show.
Woo! And I'm gonna be a guest.
You just witnessed was like manifesting. Like, I'm speaking it. It's gonna happen. I'm telling the world. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm strong about it, and I'm just a good jinx, I guess you can say.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
If I have the right understanding of manifestation, I feel like that's what it means to me, and that's what the understanding I've gotten from it. But yeah, so just speaking things into existence, and that was one of the things that I've been manifesting about, is my own TV show. And I know it's gonna happen, and also my storefront, which I know is going to happen.
Yes.
And maybe sooner than we think. But yeah,
at 10, shoot, I'm just.
So just those are my two things right now that I'm really, really focusing on manifesting. Well, first, of course, the bakery, because I want to have that space to be able to film a TV show.
Yes.
But those are the two things. I mean, because my other things and my other quote unquote goals was to be on a Food Network show, to win a competition, to be in a magazine. That was one of my bucket list items, and I've been able to do those already. So those are like the last two things, and I have to start thinking of more because I'm running out of goals, which is, I guess, a good thing.
Listen, okay, and I want to piggyback off what you said. Yes, that was the perfect explanation for manifestation. For me, I feel like it could be on a universal level. Like, there's a universe. Whatever you put out, it's gonna come right back into you. There's karma. It's good karma, bad karma. You do bad stuff, the bad stuff will come back to you. You do great stuff, it will come back to you. So that's how I live life. So it's like, and words have power. They have an immense amount of power. So whatever you put out and say things, you're speaking on it, and it's gonna come true.
And that's one area I didn't speak on, was the actually putting the good out there. But that's true too. The good karma, I do believe in that as well. Even if it's the little things, sometimes the little things are the biggest things to other people. So even our time is so valuable. Just giving somebody the time to listen and do things like that, like, it's the little things that make such a big difference to other people. So of course,
it's all about believing in it as well. Like, it already happened. Like, and you could write it down too. I need to do better with that. But I'm more of just speaking. I'm like, it's already done. It's over. Like, I'm not. Like,
you guys don't even know yet, but the bakery's reopened. Like, saying things like that.
Right, exactly. And I like to correct people too. And Max even corrected me earlier because I was having an issue with behind the scenes stuff. And he was just like, no, it's going to get fixed. I'm like, you're right. It is going to get fixed. It will get fixed. I will not be wondering. Like, I think it just loses the sense of worry when you just already confirm in your mind, in your universe, that it's it's
And I
gonna be
think it's a
fine.
mental thing too, like also mentally preparing yourself. So like saying, oh, like if I'm saying, oh, so manifesting, I'm gonna get a brand new car. Like you're preparing yourself, so you're already preparing your mind. Like, okay, I'm gonna, I need to save up money. Like it's already preparing you in the little things that are leading up to that thing because you're
Mhm.
already convincing yourself that
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna do. So you were already preparing yourself. So that helps fuel the goal or the thing you're going to accomplish. You know,
Yes.
so I feel like it works also with the universe, but also helps you and your soul and your mind of how to prepare for it.
Right. And I agree. And like you said with the car, that's a perfect example because that Jeep sitting outside, even though it's a mortgage right now, but it's fine. I manifested that. I was like, look, I'm gonna get this Jeep. It's gonna happen. And then, like you said, you do steps along the way. I already know in my mind, I have a Jeep. Okay, it might not be there, but it's there and it's gonna get there. I just gotta go get it. Like the Jeep is
And it's
already mine. I
right.
just gotta get it. So that's
Yeah,
just
and
what
it's funny we're talking about cars because I remember my mom can justify this. Is that when I went to Hawaii one year, it was
and I
before my
was jealous, but go
yeah,
ahead.
it was before my 18th birthday, so I was like 17 or 16 at the time. It was just me, my dad, my mom, and my aunt. We just decided to go for spring break one time, and we were at the swap meet because it's like where you got all souvenirs and stuff like that, and it's one of our stops always that we go to. I was like, you know what, I want a car. So how it worked out is we rented a car, one of the cars I didn't know I wanted in life. I've never really paid attention to it, and once we rented the car, because no car rentals were available, and there was only one option. Of course, it was the most expensive option, so it was a Range Rover. And at that moment, I fell in love with the car. I just loved how it felt. I loved the seating and I loved the spaciousness and I loved everything about it. And I told mom, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one of these. She's like, oh, you're crazy. She's like, you're not gonna get one of those. You need to think, but not in a negative way. But she was like, oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
I never expected it. So I we were then we went to the swap meet and I was like, you know what? What's going
It
on
is
over
a bird. Oh my
there?
God,
Okay.
it's a bird. Okay, okay.
So I
Sorry.
went and I bought a thing that goes on the mirror, like little decorations. And I was like, I'm gonna buy this for my car because I'm gonna get a car for my 18th birthday. It's gonna happen. And actually, no, for my 19th birthday. I was already 18. I was like, I'm gonna get a car for my 19th birthday. And my mom was like, you don't even have your license. And I was like, no, I'm gonna get my license. And what happened? I got my license a week before my birthday. I passed my test on the first try. Not only that, I got my car a few days before my birthday. My dad said, "You're not getting a car. We're not gonna go look at cars for you because he's the one who knows."
Yeah.
And I was getting it myself. So he's like, "I'm not gonna go help you look for a car until you get your license." So I
Yeah.
got my license, and I was like, "Okay, let's go." We went to the Range Rover dealership, and that same night, I walked out with my first Range Rover. Now I've upgraded. I have a bigger one. But I was able to do that all myself, just off of hard work, off of dedication, saving, and making the right decisions. And that's one thing I told myself was going to happen, and I made it happen. I spoke it into existence. I was already buying things. I was preparing myself. Like I bought myself a decoration for my car. I'm going to buy myself this car charger to make sure that I have it for my phone. And I just told myself it was going to happen, and here it is. It happened.
And you believed it. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
I did the same thing with my Jeep. I think the first thing I bought before I even I was looking for a Jeep for like, I want to say 3 months because I had a budget and I was trying to find the right one that I needed. I bought a keychain and it literally was like a Jeep keychain. I'm like, this is what my car key is going on.
Right.
Like,
It's
I'm
the
not
little
getting
things that just
anything else.
kickstart you.
Right. So, like you said, you have to do steps, not just believing it, not speaking it, but you need to do things and get things to be ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay.
Right.
So,
Like I studied. I knew what kind of car I wanted. It was just a matter of getting my license. So I studied nonstop and I did what I had to do to prepare for that, and it happened. So it's the truth. It's the truth.
For sure. You got to be in it. Okay. So if you got a car that you want, you better start test driving that car so you can feel it, the experience.
Yeah.
What is it like?
Start
You don't want to get a car,
preparing
you don't know what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, get
Right.
in that car. If you want a house and you like a house, you better start looking at houses, apartments, condos, whatever it is. Be in the moment. Like, already start thinking about it.
I have a question for you. Are you like me? And this is gonna be like one of those moments.
I've already done it.
I go on Zillow or any realtor websites and I look up houses, see what I like, pick and choose, get inspiration, and you be saving homes and looking at the kitchens and all that. That's me. I'm already preparing myself for a house. I'm looking constantly.
I'll do you one better. I've actually booked the appointment and went in there and looked at the house, took pictures.
I love going
and
to open
everything.
houses. Okay, so I saw this house not too long ago. I know, totally off subject, but and it had what made me want it was that it had two kitchens. I was like, a content kitchen, main kitchen, but it was only because the bottom was like an in-law studio. So,
Yeah.
but it was a full course kitchen. It had stove, it had
Yeah.
a refrigerator, it had a sink. And I was like, this is a content kitchen, and I can have my main gourmet kitchen. Like, it was like, but obviously I wasn't ready yet. I'm still not ready. I want to open up a bakery first.
Right. But you're
But
getting ready. No
yeah,
matter
I'm
how
getting
long
ready.
it takes to get there, you still get
Yeah.
ready. Like I've been doing this since I was a kid. How long have you been manifesting? Like, how does that? Like, where did that come from? Did someone teach that to you, or
That
my mom taught me?
honestly, I learned from social media. I did learn that from social media. A lot of people were speaking on it, and I follow a lot of those business pages, business inspiration, business or mindfulness, like things that are good for your mind, quotes,
Yeah.
and all those mindful stuff. So it was like probably right before I went on the TV show because we were manifesting that we were gonna win the show. I was like, I'm already gonna prepare what my caption is. I can't wait till I put Food Network winner in my bio. Like I was already saying,
Listen.
like,
Okay.
oh
So
yeah, it was like right in 2019, 2018, 2019, I started doing
yeah.
that, and it's been able to do a lot.
And everything he's just said right now, I'm just like agreeing to. So yeah, my mom, she's such a spiritual person that she believes in manifestation. So she's who taught me how to do that. And I've learned that since I was a young age. And whatever like, what is that song from Ariana? I want it, I got it. This is
Yep.
mine. It's already mine. The first time it actually like pulled through that I actually like believed in it was I wanted this iPhone. Like it was like years ago. I was in high school and my birthday was coming up and I'm like, I'm getting this brand new iPhone for my birthday. And it was gold. I think it was the first gold iPhone they had. I'm like, I'm getting this phone. So what I did was I bought a case for it. I started watching unboxing videos on YouTube. Like I was just like, this is what it's gonna look like when I open this. Like I'm opening it with you. This is my phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's your phone. It's mine. You know what I'm saying? And then right when I got back, when I tell you, I was getting ready. So I have that mindset of like, if this is what I want, no matter how, you know, frivolous or expensive it is, it's mine. It's already mine. It may not be this week.
I think we know as manifestors, we know what the boundaries are. Like, of course, I can just say, I'm gonna get a Rolls Royce tomorrow. Like, obviously, that's not realistic. We know the differences between realistic manifestation and things that are just we're being delusional at this point. Yeah,
I'm gonna marry Beyonce one day.
Yeah, like we know the chances. There's always a chance, but they're not that high.
Right.
You know, but I know like you can't. Some people people poke fun of it. Some people don't believe, and that's okay. People have the right to believe what they want to believe. But they're like, okay, then I manifest a Rolls Royce by tomorrow. And it's like, no, we don't work like that. We are thinking things in a realistic manner. Yeah, you can. Well, that's one of my dream cars, so that's the reason why I bring it up. So yeah, I don't have it now. I'm not going to get it tomorrow. I'm not going to get it in a year from now. Possibly, I can get it from a year from now. Who knows? I might book a TV deal or something. But the thing is, you got to do it in a realistic manner that you know is going to work for you. You can't just always think about me, give me.
Right.
Like we talked about earlier, is that also it goes with the good karma, doing things for others. If you are able to give back, do so. And, you know, it just comes with that because I feel like like you said, the universe is so big. And I feel like there are rewards for doing good, and not saying that you should have that mentality like, okay, I'm gonna go donate $1,000 right now to the nearest charity, and tomorrow I want $2,000 back. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's just you can't always be so willing to have to accept. You have to be, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
give, definitely. Yeah. You have to be able to do something and for return. And thank you for being clear on that. I also want to be clear, like, I'm a giving person by heart. Like, I love to give. I've given you gifts. I've given a lot of people other gifts. I would have a conversation with someone, and if I just feel like just because, oh, here's a Starbucks gift card, just because. That's what I have. But I don't do that because I know it's going to come back. I'm just like, I just want to do that. But the result of me giving back, whether it's me making you laugh or me making your day, I know that in somehow, some way, I'm gonna get a return, but that's not like the main reason. So
that's not the reason why you're doing it. You're not going in with expectations. So let's get that clear for our viewers. We're not saying give me. We're just saying that, exactly what we just said.
We're gonna get what the hell we want. That's what.
Yeah.
Because we're good people on this earth. So yeah. And I also want to piggyback on when you said you're running out of goals, so you need to add more goals. Do you have a vision board?
That's the only thing I haven't done. I need to get a vision board.
Get you a vision board.
Yeah, I know you do it every year, don't you? New Year's.
I can go grab it right now.
Yeah.
Let me go grab this thing right freaking now. I will pull this off of the wall. Why is this not coming off? Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. So yes, this is my vision board. I create one every year. and it's filled with so much stuff. And I always accomplish it every year, like every year, majority I would say. And then when the new year comes, I just create a new one. So I just put like, you know, if you ever create a vision board, I can just give you a few tips. You want to put, you know, your main focus, whoever it is. If it's a picture of yourself, put yourself there. I was supposed to make a personal one, but I never got to do that. So I'm out.
And I feel like it's okay to change things too. Like if I make one in the beginning of the year, it's gonna change, and I think people need to be prepared for that because sometimes you want to put more focus towards something else, and sometimes you want to adjust your direction because, you know, we all have plenty of time. So I always like to tell my sister too, like there's no rush. Everyone has their own timings. Everything's gonna come naturally. I'm a huge firm believer that things are gonna happen for a reason, and when they're gonna happen, it's all gonna happen the way it's supposed to.
Right.
So it's okay for, you know, if I create a vision board, it's not also to get something that you get discouraged about. So say I make a vision board and at the end of the year, my goal was to buy a home. If it doesn't happen, then it's not something to get discouraged about. It just shows that maybe that I need to start working a little bit harder to obtain that goal.
Right.
So it's more like a reflection, you know, and this is something good to have because if you don't have no sense of direction, I mean, I'm overly prepared. Like I'm always thinking and like to be organized. But if you don't have a sense of direction, I feel like it's a lot harder to do things and get things done because you don't have that board, which I need to have. I'm over here, you hypocrite. I need to have.
This is your homework.
So I think that's gonna be my next project is making a vision board. I'll probably do it this year for New Year's.
It definitely builds focus. That's what I would say. Because if I look at this every day, just so I can be reminded of, okay, this is what I want to do. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, that's Oprah right there. And I put my face.
Love it. Looks good.
Like, see, that's my face enjoying that.
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So, yeah, and it will happen. That's my mama. Hi, mama. How you doing? Yes, yes, yes. Is this Oprah too? Yeah, that's Oprah. Look at her right there. I sometimes we forget what's on here. But yeah, you mentioned a couple of your goals. We definitely need you to get a vision board done so we can get some more goals. Because I feel like you can never have too many goals.
Oh yeah. And I don't mean that. I didn't mean that like for anybody watching, like not in a cocky way. So I'm running out of goals. Like that sounds kind of bad now that I'm.
Yeah.
But I mean it more like there's been things that I've wanted to do and I've always had a goal for, like being in a magazine, being on TV shows that I've been able to accomplish. And I'm just happy that I was able to do that. So I'm super blessed and thankful that it happened. But now I need to start thinking more of the bigger things that's gonna give me longevity, you know, assets, like things like investing in real estate, opening my bakery, purchasing a home. So now I've had my fun as a younger person in my career. I've had my fun doing all these fun things, but let me start thinking about things like business things, like, okay, what can I invest in? What projects can I come out with? Like one thing is like people keep asking for merch and I have the designs. It's just a matter of finding the correct person because I'm all about quality. Finding the correct person that I can trust in because these are big purchases. And also like, for example, the merch that I want to do, it's going to be a big quantity. So I want to make sure I do the right research, especially because it's not going to be, you know, 100, 200 bucks. It's going to be thousands, maybe. It's because I want to get a big quantity. So I want to make sure that if I'm going to put this big lump sum of money to someone, I want to make sure I'm doing it to the right person and the quality is going to be as much as I want it to be. So that's one thing that I'm just an overthinker. Sometimes that slows down some of my process where I'm thinking too much about, okay, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't come out right? What if they scam me? Ask for receipts, make sure I have proposals, like things like that. I have, because I'm always thinking about what other thing can happen other than what I want to happen. And I want always like to be prepared. I like to, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm like a control. When it comes to my business, I'm a control freak. I like to make sure I have control over everything because I just don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to. One thing I've learned to do in the beginning, I would get excited about something. Say, for example, something's coming out next week, and I don't have the product in my hand just yet, and I'll post about it. I'll be like, hey, look, this is what I'm having. This is what I'm having. Goes on sale next week, and then the next week comes, and something happens. I get lost in transit, or the product is not up to par how I thought it would be. And then now I have these unfulfilled promises. So I learned to not speak on things until they're ready to go because like YouTube channel, I was supposed to bring that back. And then things happened where I couldn't. And, you know, remember we've had that conversation where I bought a camera. You actually told me what camera to get, where I got people excited saying, I'm coming back to YouTube. And then things changed. And it's like, I gotta stop telling myself, or I gotta stop letting people know and having all these unfulfilled promises because they're not happening. And I just gotta make sure I'm for sure before it does. So that's one thing I've had to learn is because I just get too excited. I'm always wanting to do something, but sometimes there's delays. Sometimes there's inconveniences that happen, and overall life happens and things change. So until we are in that moment where it's going to happen,
Yeah.
maybe I should hold off and not speak about it yet until I'm for sure. You know?
Yeah, I totally understand. I can relate. I'm gonna say I'm used because I don't want to be that person anymore. But I was that person that would always be like, "Oh, put it out," and then I work on it later and be like, "Okay, did it," and then I don't get it done. So like
Right.
YouTube, I have been trying to do YouTube for 3 years. I've done it, but it wasn't consistent, and then I just dropped off, and then the pandemic happened, and then I kept saying I'm gonna get back on it, and I'm not been on it. But luckily, we're on YouTube, so that's why I was like, let me just. I think the way that I have to work, you have to analyze yourself and create a process. And my process is I just have to do the work first and then announce it. I can't announce it because then there's no promise that it will get done. So, so maybe that is a piece of advice. Maybe that helps. I don't know, but like just get it done, and then once everything
If
is
you have your
100%.
product or your project in your hands where all you have to do is promote, then I feel like that's a great time. I mean, it's okay. I guess it's different for everybody, unless you're obviously familiar with like merch and like stuff like that. I almost said shit.
Yes.
But if you're familiar with all that stuff, that and what's gonna happen, and you're confident, and then go for it. But for people, that's great advice. Is that like my sister? She's coming out with a clothing brand. She's like, should I start posting my designs? Like, no, because wait a little bit, because from experience, if the quality you get them and they don't look good and you're not happy with it, you just said that your product's coming out next week and now you're not happy with it. So you got to go get it back into production, get somebody new to do it. And now people are like, whoa, I thought it was coming out this week. And then it's delays. And it's just, I'd rather you look good in the moment than to have to draw back, because once you have that moment of announcing something, you're going to have the full moment. Once you have it and you delay, the excitement's going to fall off a little bit. So, that's probably what advice I would offer to somebody, is that if you're coming out with a project, even if it's like a YouTube series, or it doesn't have to necessarily be a product, but until it's done, edited, ready to go, then get people excited. Because once you have that excitement, that's what you're going to profit off of, because it's in that moment. If you talk about it tomorrow, you're going to get all these thousands of likes, but if you keep posting it, the hype's going to die down. So that's just my look on it. I'm not sure.
You don't want to build that reputation where you you get hopes up and then you don't promise. A bird just hit the window.
I heard that one.
What is going on today? I cannot.
They want to get into the heat because it's 102.
Look, I don't blame them, but don't come here.
And they got to pay rent.
Oh my God. And that's low-key scared me, because I started coming, I was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, but yes, I manifest you won't do that again. Okay, moving on. All right. I can't remember what happened. Oh my God. But I agree to everything you had just said. So that is a key must. You did mention a few goals that you want to have for your business, which is opening a storefront and doing a TV show. So I cannot wait for that. Recently, I've had the idea to open a storefront as well. I've always liked that idea. I just don't want to do it now. I just feel like now it's not the right time. But the city that I live in not Texas, in Houston, they're building, and it's like, okay, they're building a lot of things, including In-N-Out. It's open right now, but so there's a lot of open spots, and it's like, I've always looked at it like that would be a great spot for what I want to do, but I just don't want to be like that. So I'm just going to manifest that at the right time. Hopefully, I want that to happen. Ideally, I don't want it to be now, but if it has to be now, we'll see. But
that's when it's supposed to happen.
Yes. And I just want to be all up under Oprah. That's what I'm manifesting. Okay, we're gonna manifest Oprah, anything associated with Oprah, we're gonna manifest. And
she's gonna become your friend, and she's gonna become a main investor, and she's gonna believe in you, and she's gonna do all this. It's gonna happen.
Come on now, yes. I like that investor part. Ma'am, can I get $5? I need my allowance. Can I
just have her cut that check? She'll do it.
Thank you. I mean, she can. $5 is that's like what, 100,000 to her anyway. But yes, I want that. And then one more. Let me look at my list. Let me see. I guess be on like TV, the news, magazines, stuff like that. I'll see. And they'll have like a whole bunch of channels. And one of the channels that I have on here, I've actually got an opportunity, and it's in the works. So we're hoping we're not hoping it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Right. And it actually has something to do with Oprah. Not Oprah, but the channel.
There you go.
We're just hoping. We're just hoping.
Yes.
Not hoping.
Not hoping. It's gonna happen.
It's done.
It's done. Yeah, it's done.
He's correcting me. Yes, it's done. See, this is what manifesting about. So you actually gotta like live your life. If you keep staying hoping, don't hope. It's done. You just get done. You just don't know what's gonna happen in between, but you just prepare yourself for that. So
I feel like if you leave reason for doubt, you're gonna have doubt, and you're gonna have. You just don't.
That will cancel everything. Doubt is negativity.
Yeah, negativity. As long as you keep it positive, it's gonna radiate that positivity. You know, if you don't leave any room for negativity.
Right. And if people around you question your manifestation, just say F off. Don't even listen to them. Don't even try them. Because they're looking at it more of like, what is it, from a realism point of view or a realistic point of view, where they're like, oh, like, you know, they might be like more like, okay, this is how life works, and it doesn't work that way. That's fine. You could be there. And then when I grow and you're wondering why I'm growing, then you can leave me alone. And so yeah. So don't tend to the negativity most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and if you have people who support you, keep them closer, for real.
Very close.
So that's good. Oh my goodness. So I love that we spoke about that. I was like, amazing. I'm very passionate with manifestation. So I really love that. So thank you for giving your insight on that. So now I want to move on to the next segment, which is our creator shout out, which I love for my guests to give a shout out to one person in the industry or anyone that they're watching that, you know, that they love. So who is the person you chose today?
You know what? I'm gonna be 100% honest, unbiased. I have to give it to you only because. I mean, look, you
this
are
is the first time. Hold on, I gotta get ready. Oh my god, let me go ahead. Oh my god, that's the first.
That's full honesty, only because like one thing is that you're so social media savvy. You're always on top of it, constantly keeping up to date with your content, and I tend to see myself. Not that I'm comparing, but I'm not doing as much as I could. So I just find that as a big inspiration because you're always on top of it. You're keeping up with the trends. Something comes out, you're already on top. Like you literally have a cookie waiting. If a new collaboration comes out, you already have a cookie waiting and you're on it, you know? So you're always on top of it. And I respect that. And I just think that that's something that, you know, it takes a lot of dedication to have. Not saying that anyone lacks any dedication, but more so you know, you got it all under control. You know exactly what you want. You're doing exactly what you want to do, and you're killing it. So, and that's all honesty. When I was overlooking your email last night, I was like, you know, there's nobody that. I mean, there's plenty of people who stand out. I mean, there's plenty of people I can shout out. But at the end of the day, look, I'm on your podcast. You reached out to me. I agreed to be on, and I mean, you're really doing it. So I only know it's gonna get bigger from here. And to call you a friend is amazing because I know that when you are working for Oprah and you're doing all these amazing things, I'm gonna know that we were there in the process. Like I knew you had those dreams and you were able to accomplish that. So I got to witness it in the flesh. So whatever happens, you always know I'm gonna be happy for you, and that's why I'm doing this today because I want to support every venture you set your mind to. So yeah, and that's all honesty, unbiased, just being 100% honest.
Like this. Oh my god! I was not expecting that. I did not tell him to say that. I did not.
And this is all you guys watching. This is all real. This is not planned ahead of time, other than the topics we talked about. But I didn't want to tell him ahead of time that I was gonna give it to him, but only because like. For real, like we're all watching this now, or you guys are watching it now.
My heart is beating fast, y'all. Oh my god, I was not expecting.
I think that at the time that me and you started following each other, I think it was still when we were like, not anywhere where we're at now, but we kind of we messaged when we had new opportunities. Like, hey, look at what I'm doing. You messaged me, hey, I give you my feedback. You give me your feedback. So it's like we've been like supporting each other for so long that now that we see each other doing these things, so like it's really. Like, I'm proud of all the things you're able to do, like your cookbook. And that's the reason why it's sitting right there. So, you know, that's a big circle moment when you see your friends succeeding because it's just, you got to witness it, right? Front row. And the best thing you could do for your friends, people watching, is that if you see them doing something, even if it's just buying a product, anything that they do, supporting it goes such a long way. And those are the people that I value so much in my life are the people who have supported, even if it's a little thing, even if it's simple as reposting a pop-up I'm having or reposting something I've made. Like that just goes so far because the more people that the wider audience you get, that's only more opportunity. So I just think that's so important.
Oh my God, that was just wow.
And all this is not scripted. Like I just want to be 100% real, because that's what this, I feel like this is about, is just getting to know each other and saying how we feel in our industry, in our community, and everybody watching who are bakers. You know, just having that support for one another is such a big deal.
My heart is beating, and he's trying to get me to cry right now. It's not gonna work, but I just, oh my God, that was so nice.
That was not the intention, but you know, these are all real feelings. So,
oh my God, that has never happened before. That is like, oh my God. Well, it's about me today. Now I'm just like, oh my God.
We're on your show today, so it is all about you. So.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support from you and many other people, but especially you. Like you said, we have conversations. We've definitely you know, been on a call. I mean, you've always included me in things. I remember you had an event and you invited me to be part of the event. We're gonna go there, no time, move on from that. But yeah, that I just, oh my God, I was not expecting that. I'm over here like, okay, who is it? Like, you know, put it.
You know, there are a lot of other people too, because there's just
we ain't gotta give them no time about me, yo. I'm just
but you're the one who stood out most to me.
Yes. Oh my God. Well, thank you so
much. We should have awards. Like we talk about, we give awards.
Don't give me no award, because if you give me an award, I'm gonna be on stage crying. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Wow, best baker. That was freaking amazing. I'll be holding up like
here, look, what's your speech? I'm gonna pass it to you. Give your speech.
Thank you so much, brother. That's literally how I would like to thank everybody for this opportunity. Oh my God. I want to thank 3 people who made me be here. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I can't thank them. I cannot thank them enough. Me, myself, and I, bitch.
100%. Because nobody has you like yourself. Nobody has you like yourself.
And then I'll be like, Pink Friday drops tomorrow, guys.
Pink Friday's stores tomorrow, guys. Do the little wink. I think it's funny because we know exactly what video we're talking about. Like, we just have that connection.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I would do some stuff like that. That is so amazing. But yes, thank you so much for that. That was, wow, that was totally unexpected. Wow. So I am honored. I am just honored that you give me that shout out. I appreciate it. And yes, I love how our bond has been over the last few years. I do not have any idea how we met. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I followed you first. You followed me
you know
first.
What the crazy part is that we have this connection, but yet we've never met in person.
We've never met. Never. But it's gonna happen. I'm manifesting that this year. It will happen. I thought it was gonna be like a grand opening of some sort, but I feel like Disneyland might be a great time. I've never been to Disneyland, and you always in Disneyland.
So, always in.
Yeah, you might have to give me a tour of Disneyland. I don't know.
I want to do more cake shows and things like. I went to Cookie Con. I only went to one cake show, which was or baking, sweets show, which was on in LA. But I've noticed ever since COVID, there's been like a little bit of a slope of nothing, no major events or anything. So I'm hoping that some sort of pick back up, because in the beginning, I will say, into conversation that my anxiety has played a huge role in my willingness to go out and do things, because I'm very comfortable on camera and everything, but meeting in person, I just had a little bit of social anxiety. So right when I decided to start doing that, then the pandemic happened. And, now that I'm more comfortable and I've had more experiences with being social and things like that, now I feel like I'm better to go out and do these things. So I'm trying to get myself to go to a cake show. I'm dying to go to the Brown Sugar Cake Retreat. Like, that's one of my things I want to go to. It's just a matter of finding the time, because, time is, you can relate.
It's so busy.
Everything is nonstop busy and
book
change.
I'm
gonna need one of those. but no, so those are all the things I want to go to, and I have to get myself to go to. It's just a matter of finding the time to do that and actually planning it out, because I'm dying to go. So like, I really, really want to go, because like I said, we were talking about the community and all these cake people, and I want to get to introduce myself and meet everyone that we are mutual followers, and to get to know one another, because I think that's important, because that's exactly our connection, that we met, we talked, and now look at So
I definitely could meet it. And we definitely need to meet. I have a lot of friends on Instagram or social media that I'm like, I have this bond as deep as we have, and I have not met them. I'm like, it's so crazy. Like we can just build a lot of connections as deep as we have on the internet. It's crazy. So it's like, but I'm grateful for our connection and our friendship. Because and I need to figure out after we all go up, I need to figure out how we met because that is just that's bugging me.
It's gonna be
I'm
some
like,
digging. I'm sure you put it.
Like I'm gonna be scrolling to the top of the DM. Like I had to do that with another friend, and it took me like 3 hours and I was determined. I was like, because I think we had a debate that that I followed him. I was like, no, you followed me first. Like that I did not.
I think you can go. I think Instagram has the option now to see. Somebody just told me you can see who your first follower was, and it goes like in order.
Yeah, you can do that. I forgot you can do that, but I don't know who followed who first. Like
Right.
But it don't matter with us because I really have no idea. But I know with my other friend, I'm like, no, I know for a fact you followed. Like, there's no way. But yeah, but that's crazy. Oh my God! Well, thank you so much for that shout out. I am honored. So Max is the first one to do it, and now nobody can do it again. Now I'm just playing. I mean, if you want to,
don't steal my ideas out there. I'm kidding.
For sure. Okay, that was like, man, and I had Kleenex. I don't know where it went. Anyway, moving on to our final topic of our interview is, the last question that I like to ask everyone that is joining is, what is a piece of advice that you have that you would like to give to someone in our community?
You know what? I think bottom line, I think one thing people need to have is patience, because even it doesn't matter if it's cakes, products, any type of service or business that you're planning to have, things take time. They take dedication. They take just time. And I think that everything that we've been able to do, like me, it's been 13 years in the making. Like it took me 13 years till now. And then we're on this podcast. So like I think everything has its right timing. Don't compare yourself to other people who I can easily compare myself to another 21-year-old who's doing bigger things than me. And it's easy to do that, but also you can get to that level. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to give it dedication, and you just have to be patient because no one is on the same clock. Like everyone, it might happen for me today and it might not happen for me tomorrow, but it can happen. You just got to be persistent. You got to manifest it, and you got to, just be patient, because that's one thing that I had to learn was that patience is key. Like there's a lot of things that I thought would have had been done by now. Like when I went solo, I thought I would have had bakery by now. And my goal was to open a bakery by last year, by last July. And it didn't happen. But you know what? I'm not going to rush into something like that because I want it to be right. I want it to be on right timing. I'm not a very, very, very religious person, but I do believe it's on God's timing. Like everything, there's a plan out there. And it's just going to happen when it happens. So just believe in yourself and give yourself time and dedication. Because like if you say, oh, I'm not going to work on anything for the next 2 months because I know it's going to happen, that's a different story. But as long as you give that dedication, you keep constant practicing. Like in my career since I started, whenever I had downtime, I was always practicing. Instead of going outside with my friends, instead of going out, I was just so focused on perfecting new crafts, because the more I know, the more I'll be able to do. And that's how I was able to get to where I am today, was just all that hard work, dedication. Because I can say that in my high school years, I don't regret it, but I didn't have much of a social life outside of school. I had my friends, but I didn't go to parties. That wasn't my scene. I came home, went to work, did what I had to do. As soon as I was able to get a work permit, I went straight to work at a bakery, worked for 5 years, and then went solo, and that's where we're at now. So everything I've done was just based purely on dedication, patience, and trusting the process, because that's all you have to do is just trust the process. As long as you're giving it your all, it's going to take you exactly where you need to go.
Yes,
So
I agree.
That's my advice.
Yeah. So basically, to summarize, he said, "Wait, damn it. Okay, wait.
Yes, be patient, persistence, and what's another P word? We're gonna get 3 P's: patience, persistence, and
I had to think about it, but I didn't.
Well,
I don't know, passion.
Patience, persistence, passion. There you go. Patience, persistence, patience. I'm already tongue tied.
Is it patience? One more time. What is it?
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would say: patience, persistence, and passion. The 3 P's.
Yes.
Put that on a shirt. Another idea. Boom. Ready to go.
Yes. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I totally agree with everything. That is so nice. So yes, thank you so much for taking your time
Of course.
to me. I had a wonderful time, especially the creator shout out. I mean, we know why. I just didn't expect that. I can't wait. I'm gonna edit the hell out of that part. I'm gonna put it. Okay. Anyway,
one thing I can say, I do talk too much. Once you get me going, I just go full force because I like to say exactly what's on my mind. I'm always big on keeping things 100% real. So that's why I just say so much, is because I'm just saying everything that comes to mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, this might be a long video, guys. Sorry if you stayed this long, but
look, I want you to be yourself, and that's what you did. You was authentic, unapologetically, so it's all good. I ain't judging. Look, you can watch the whole episode and you can take breaks. Okay, that's fine.
If you guys made it this far, we applaud you.
Made it this far, subscribe. How about that?
Right. At this point, if you're not subscribed, what are you even doing?
Oh my gosh. But yes, thank you so much, Max, for taking the time. How can more people find out about you? Or where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's just MaxsCakes, exactly how it sounds. MaxsCakes. If you just go to your following, you can just type in Max and it'll pop up. I'm 100% sure. And then TikTok, I'm on there. But on TikTok, I have 2 S's, not just one, because my first account, you're going to see another one, MaxsCakes, got logged out of there. Couldn't get it back. I don't know what happened. So I tried emailing, doing whatever I could to get back to it, but it just didn't happen. So I made a new account, and I'm trying to be more consistent on that one. But TikTok, I'm so on Instagram that TikTok has been a little bit harder because it's a lot more editing and a lot more, more intricate. So TikTok.
And then I was gonna ask, do you have any upcoming projects that you want to see? That I know you already said one, but
so my main project is opening up a bakery. I do have some development in that I can't speak too much on, but you guys, if you follow me, you probably will see a little bit more of the process in the coming months. Hoping, fingers crossed, but not hoping, it'll happen.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. So I just, I offered to buy a company out, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, right. Well, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm excited for the storefront. I want to see everything. I remember seeing a few of your product ideas. I think you was making products inspired by musicians or singers or stuff like that. Right. I don't know if that was a thing, but
that was just like a
pop-up thing, I think, or something.
Oh, okay. I know. So those are my flavors. So I have a cupcake flavors. So my flavors, since I'm from the Bay Area, I'm very strong on Bay Area culture, like hip hop and everything. So those are all my actual signature flavors. I have the Mac Dre. That's the chocolate cupcake with the caramel macadamia nut filling. Then I have Funfetti Function as in E40. Then I have the Jacka Chip, which is the Jacka. He was a rapper here in the Bay Area. So I like to incorporate heavily where I'm from because I feel like that's what keeps it authentic. That's just going to show that I grew up in the Bay Area and I have this respect for all the art forms in the Bay Area. So I just want to incorporate that because I feel like I pay homage to those individuals and what their influence on Bay Area culture.
I love it. Is that where you're from?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Hayward, California, the heart of the Bay Area.
It makes sense. That makes sense because he's very passionate. I was born in Houston, but anyway, thank you all for watching this episode. Thank you, Max, for joining. And if you want to tune into any other episodes, be sure to watch the previous episodes before this one. And there are a couple of more episodes coming after this one for the rest of the season. So be sure to look into that. And I'm really excited. And make sure you like and subscribe, okay? To see more videos. If you want season 2 to happen, you gotta subscribe, okay? So you can persuade me to do more work, more of this work, okay? All right, let's move on. So we'll go ahead and wrap it all up. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the next episode. And I'll see y'all. All right, bye.
Bye.